Life is not fair, and that's your advantage. The world is not fair. It never was, and it never will be. This is not negativity. It's reality. Accepting this truth is the first step to real strength and success. From childhood, we're told, work hard, follow the rules, and life will reward you. But look around. Do the most honest people always win? Do the hardest workers always succeed? Many times, people who understand the game of life, not the fantasy of fairness, rise faster. Niccolo Machiavelli wrote not about how the world should be, but how it really is. He saw human nature clearly. People are selfish, ungrateful, and easily deceived. This is not cynicism, it's awareness. If you understand people as they are, you can make smarter choices and protect yourself. Believing too much in fairness creates weakness. It makes you wait for recognition instead of building undeniable value. It keeps your success in others' hands instead of your own. When things don't feel fair, you become frustrated, bitter, or passive. You expect justice, but justice doesn't always come. Think of real situations. You work hard, but someone else gets the credit. You follow all rules, but the promotion goes to someone with better connections. You give great service, but people choose cheaper options. If you depend on fairness, you will always feel cheated. But if you depend on your capabilities, you remain strong. Capability means skill, strategy, and resilience. It means creating results no matter how others act. Shifting from fairness to capability requires new mindsets, emotional control. Stay steady even when treated unfairly. Strategic thinking. See situations clearly beyond surface appearances. Value creation. Focus on results, not just effort. Relationship building. Form alliances based on benefit, not just fairness. Yes, it feels harder at first. It's easier to blame unfairness than to take responsibility. But the more you depend on yourself, the less power others have over you. Next time you face unfair treatment, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I protect myself next time? What skills do I need so this doesn't stop me again? Those who rely on fairness stay weak. Those who rely on capability create their own success. Remember, don't ask, is life fair? Ask, how can I win even if it's not? Strength over fairness. That's the real path to success. Understanding human nature and the trap of complaining. When you believe too much in fairness, you miss the truth about how people really behave. This creates blind spots that lead to poor decisions, wasted time, and lost opportunities. The solution is not to become negative, but realistic. Machiavelli studied human nature. He saw that people can be selfish, ungrateful, or dishonest, especially when under pressure or when tempted. This doesn't mean everyone is bad. It means these tendencies exist and can appear in certain situations. Understanding this gives you an advantage. You make smarter choices about trust, delegation, and partnerships. You prepare for the possibility that self-interest may override fairness. You learn to build systems where honesty and loyalty are rewarded, and dishonesty or betrayal carries consequences. This is not manipulation, it's design. By creating the right incentives, you encourage good behavior and reduce the chance of betrayal. For example, people are more likely to be honest when dishonesty costs them. They are more likely to be loyal when loyalty is returned. They are more likely to be fair when being unfair damages their reputation. When you study human behavior, you begin to see patterns. You can sense when loyalty may break, when cooperation may turn into competition, or when someone is about to change sides. This allows you to prepare instead of being surprised. Understanding human nature also improves relationships. If you know what someone fears, wants, or values, you can communicate more effectively and create solutions that benefit both sides. Realism about human behavior makes you stronger, not colder. One key truth: people usually act in what they think is their self-interest, even when their thinking is short-sighted. They also respond more to incentives than to moral speeches. You don't need to stop appealing to values, but combine them with real benefits and consequences. That's what moves people. So, before important decisions, ask, what do these people really want or fear? How might they react to this situation? What incentives shape their choices? This mindset makes you more effective in leadership, business, and relationships. Remember, the goal isn't to expect the worst, it's to be prepared for both the best and the worst. The weakness of complaining. Now let's talk about complaining. Complaining about unfairness seems harmless, but it creates weakness. Why? Because it signals you see yourself as a victim. When you constantly talk about how unfair life is, others notice. Some may give you sympathy, but sympathy rarely changes anything. Others may see you as weak and even take advantage of you. Complaining also damages you. Each time you say, "This is unfair," you train your brain to see yourself as powerless. Your energy goes to things outside your control instead of building skills and strategies that would make you stronger. Machiavelli once observed that small injuries invite revenge, but decisive action earns respect. Constant small complaints make you look weak. But clear, strong action against real injustice commands respect. Instead of complaining, respond strategically. Analyze the situation. Why did this unfairness happen? What can I learn? How can I avoid this next time? What can I do to improve my position? This requires emotional discipline. It doesn't mean suppressing feelings. It means turning frustration into focus. Strategic people don't ask, "Why me?" They ask, "What does this teach me? How can I win anyway?" Sometimes you must confront unfairness directly. The key is the difference between complaining and being assertive. Complaining focuses on feelings. Assertiveness focuses on solutions and results. In professional life, this difference is crucial. Those who constantly complain lose respect. Those who address problems with clear solutions gain influence. Final insight. Understanding human nature gives you power. Complaining about unfairness takes it away. Be the person who sees reality clearly, designs smart strategies, and responds with strength instead of weakness. Don't wait for life to be fair. Build capability, create leverage, and shape outcomes. That is how you turn unfairness into opportunity. Strategic response versus complaining. Complaining about unfairness might feel satisfying in the moment, but it signals weakness. Even if your complaint is justified, it often limits your opportunities and makes others see you as less capable. Instead, practice strategic response. The next time you feel like complaining, pause and redirect that energy into analysis. Ask yourself, what caused this situation? What patterns do I see? What can I change in my approach to avoid this in the future? This doesn't mean ignoring serious unfairness. It means choosing your battles wisely and acting strategically instead of wasting energy on constant small complaints. Try this exercise. For the next week, every time you feel like complaining, write the situation down. Then ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What skills would help me handle this better? What strategic response can I take next time? Complaints invite further testing. Strategic responses show strength and often improve how others treat you. Remember this: complaining signals weakness. Strategic response builds strength. Building power. Through competence, not entitlement. True personal power doesn't come from what you think you deserve. It comes from your ability to create value, solve problems, and get results. This is called competence-based power. Entitlement-based thinking says, "I worked hard, I followed the rules, I deserve this opportunity." The problem is, this mindset makes you dependent on others' recognition. If they don't see your value, you feel powerless. Competence-based thinking says, what skills, knowledge, or results can I build that make me undeniably valuable? This creates real power because it's based on your capabilities, not other people's approval. Here's the difference in action. Entitlement says, I should have been promoted, it's unfair. Competence says, what skills or results would make me impossible to overlook next time? Machiavelli warned that power built only on others' favor is unstable. Real power must be built on results that people need and cannot easily replace. To build competence-based power, identify valuable skills others find hard to ignore. Keep learning. Develop new capabilities as times and markets change. Focus on solving problems and producing results consistently. Build systems and processes that make success repeatable, not dependent on luck or goodwill. Develop emotional intelligence, communication, empathy, persuasion, and social awareness. These skills help you influence people effectively. Over time, competence compounds. Every new skill, every problem solved, every achievement builds your reputation and opens more opportunities. It becomes a cycle. Competence creates opportunities, which create more competence, which leads to even bigger opportunities. This mindset also changes how you handle setbacks. Instead of seeing unfair treatment as proof of others' failures, you see it as information. What do I need to learn or build so this doesn't stop me again? Finally, competence requires humility. No matter how skilled you are today, you can always improve. The willingness to learn and grow keeps your power strong and future-proof. Competence creates real power. Learning never stops. If you believe you already know everything, you stop growing. Staying open to learning keeps you adaptable and strong. When it comes to power, competence is more reliable than fairness. Competence means building skills that create value. This also makes your relationships stronger. When you can help others reach their goals through your abilities, people respect and rely on you. True leadership doesn't come from titles or authority. It comes when people naturally turn to you for solutions because they trust your skills. That kind of leadership lasts. To build competence-based power, identify the main problems in your field. Learn skills to solve those problems better than others. Show your abilities consistently through your work. Keep updating and improving as the world changes. This takes time, but it makes you independent. You no longer rely on fair treatment. Instead, others rely on you. Key insight: competence creates power. Entitlement creates weakness. Write this in the comments and share one skill you plan to develop that will make you more valuable. Strategic thinking versus moral outrage. When treated unfairly, our natural reaction is anger. We feel the need to expose injustice and punish the wrongdoer. While this emotion is human, it often blocks smart decisions. Strategic thinking means focusing on reality as it is, not how it should be. It's about analyzing motives, constraints, and systems, then choosing the response that gives you the best long-term advantage. Moral outrage focuses on others' behavior. Strategic thinking focuses on your response. You can't control what others do, but you can control how you act. Machiavelli said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." This shows the importance of managing your responses wisely. Don't let anger shape your actions. Let strategy guide them. Strategic thinking doesn't mean you drop your values. It means you act with patience and intelligence. Sometimes direct confrontation is right. Sometimes indirect moves are smarter. Sometimes stepping back to build strength works best. For example, if a coworker steals your credit, anger might push you to confront them publicly. But strategic thinking might lead you to document your work better, make your contributions visible, and strengthen ties with decision makers. That protects you long term. Strategic thinking also looks at patterns. Is this unfair act a one-time event or part of a system? What motivates the other person? What power dynamics are at play? By asking these questions, you find smarter solutions than just reacting emotionally. Over time, this practice becomes easier. You'll naturally separate feelings from strategy. Of course, sometimes moral outrage is necessary, especially with serious abuse. But in most cases, strategy wins. Key insight: moral outrage focuses on what should be. Strategic thinking focuses on what is. Create your own success standards. The last step in rising above fairness is to stop depending on others for recognition. External success standards, titles, rewards, praise, are controlled by others. If they don't treat you fairly, you feel unsuccessful even when you've achieved real progress. Internal success standards are different. They focus on things you control, the effort you put in, the skills you develop, the problems you solve, the progress you make toward personal goals. These internal standards give stable motivation. You don't need constant validation. You know your value, whether others notice or not. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback. External signals still matter. But your core sense of achievement comes from your own judgment, not from waiting for fairness. Machiavelli wrote, "He who becomes master of his own destiny is feared by all who depend on chance." When you set your own success standards, you stop being a victim of unfair systems. You become the driver of your own destiny. Key insight: rely on internal success standards, not external validation. Building internal success standards. To create meaningful internal standards, you must first know what you want to achieve and why it matters to you. This means identifying your values, your long-term goals, and the skills you want to develop. Once you are clear, you can set milestones that give you real feedback about your progress, without waiting for external praise. The benefit of internal standards is huge. Instead of your mood rising and falling based on others' recognition, you stay steady because your progress is measured by factors you control. This stability makes your decisions smarter and keeps you effective even when no one notices your work. Internal standards also speed up learning. Instead of waiting for others to judge you, you can check your own progress and make quick adjustments. Often, these self-imposed standards are higher than external ones because they come from your personal commitment to excellence, not just meeting minimum expectations. Each time you achieve an internal goal, you build confidence and self-trust. Over time, this makes you less dependent on external validation. You become stronger, more independent, and more reliable. There's also a strategic advantage. When you don't rely on external recognition, you can take risks, try new ideas, and work on long-term growth without needing immediate approval. Ironically, this often leads to the kind of breakthroughs that later bring recognition anyway. To build internal standards. Define what you want to achieve without worrying about others' approval. Break goals into clear, measurable steps you can track. Review your progress regularly against these standards. Celebrate wins even if no one else acknowledges them. Key insight: internal success standards create independence from external validation. Write this in the comments and share one area where you can set internal goals that don't depend on others' recognition. Strength in an unfair world. Through this journey, we've uncovered principles that separate the weak from the strong. Depending on fairness makes you fragile. Building competence, strategy, and self-reliance makes you powerful. Fairness sounds comforting, but it is dangerous if you depend on it. When you expect fair treatment, you leave your success in others' hands. This leads to disappointment, frustration, and even manipulation. Those who understand that life isn't fair can use it against you. Machiavelli reminded us that human nature is self-interested, emotional, and shaped by circumstances. When you accept this truth, you gain an advantage. You stop wasting energy complaining and start investing that energy into building skills and strategies that protect you. Competence and value creation give you lasting strength. Strategic thinking helps you respond effectively instead of just emotionally. Internal standards give you independence from praise and recognition. The formula is clear: don't wait for fairness. Build capability, don't complain, think strategically. Don't depend on recognition. Create your own standards. This mindset shift, from reactive to proactive, from external dependence to internal power, may feel uncomfortable at first, but it creates real freedom. Practical steps begin now. Stop waiting for fair treatment. Build skills that make you less vulnerable. Stop complaining. Analyze unfairness and use it to improve your position. Stop depending on external recognition. Measure success by your own growth. This is not about becoming unethical or manipulative. You can stay moral and still be strategic. You can treat others fairly without expecting them to always treat you the same. Machiavellian wisdom is not about corruption. It is about seeing reality clearly and preparing yourself to win within it. Your transformation starts with your next response to unfairness. Will you complain and wait? Or will you act strategically and build capability that makes you unshakable? True strength does not come from others' fairness. It comes from your ability to create value, solve problems, and succeed regardless of conditions. If this message resonates with you, like this video to show your commitment, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more wisdom on building real power in an unfair world. Your final commitment: I choose strategic strength over fairness dependence. Carry this mindset forward and watch how it transforms your approach to challenges and opportunities. Because when you stop begging for fairness and start building real strength, you become someone others respect and someone who succeeds no matter what.